Hello everyone, and welcome to Orange University. On tonight's episode, Selesnya Survival. So with the release of Edge of Eternity, we got these station lands, which allow us to tap our creature to station our land ability, which is insane because we don't really care that much about the land ability. It is the fact that we can tap our creature really whenever we need to. At sorcery speed, yes, but whenever we play a creature, we can tap it right away. And we can tap our survival creature, Kona, Rescue Beastie, and Rip Spawn Hunter. So Kona says whenever you trigger survival, which is at the beginning of our second main phase. If Kona is tapped, which means that normally it means that he would have attacked and survived the attack. But this time, we're not attacking with Kona. We're just tapping it to station our planet. And then our Kona is going to activate its ability where we can put a permanent card onto the battlefield. So we got a lot of good Selesnya cards that we can put in and cheat in on turn 4. It's broken as heck. Right? We can put in Bahamut, we can put in Knights of the Round, and we can put in Vaultborn Tyrant. So all really good cards. We also have 3 Rip Spawn Hunter, which we can tap to which we can tap to look at the top X card of our library, where X is Rip Spawn Hunter's power. In this case, it would be 4. We're not really pumping him, but we get go look at the top 4 cards and put any creature and or vehicle card with different power into our hand. So all of our creatures really have different power, right? Bahamut is 9. Summon of Knights is 3, Vaultborn Tyrant is 6, and Vestige, Anticausal Vestige is 7. So we can put any of these creatures into our hand, which is already good. We can also put in a Kona, which is 4. None of these are 4s. And of course, Lumbering War Wagon depends on the number of lands, and we don't really care about putting Lumbering War Wagon into our hand. Everything else is what we need to cheat out. So that is what makes this deck kind of synergizes real well. And here is how the deck actually plays. Let's talk about the whole deck list. Turn 1, we got 4 Llanowar Elves. Always make sure you hard mulligan for your Llanowar Elves, because you need that to get the game going. Now, turn 2 is where we actually have nothing to play because there's no 2-drops. Because, well, we got a lot of tap lands, and we have to get a tap land out of the way either turn 1 or 2, right? Adagia is a tap land, Evendo is a tap land, our Lush Porticos are tap lands. So, get our tap lands out of the way on turn 2. So, at turn 3, if we had a Llanowar Elf, we could just play Kona and win from there. But in case we don't have that, we have 4 split up to remove creatures. And, a lot of aggro decks will kind of blow us out of the water. We have to stop that from happening, and Split Up can do that. If our opponent's not an aggro deck, we have 2 Lumbering War Wagon to help us ramp a little bit better. Sometimes we can just hard cast on creatures as well. We also have 2 Sledge-Class Seedship, which is a 3-mana artifact that doesn't do anything, but we can use him to station as well. If we don't draw our planets, we can get the spacecraft. And he also has a pretty good ability as well. With his 7-up, we get a 4/5, a flying creature that says whenever this creature attacks, not deals combat damage, just whenever it attacks, we can get to put a creature onto the battlefield. So we can just immediately put one of these onto the battlefield, even if we don't draw Kona as well. So, 7 might be a little bit hard to get to. We'll talk about that next. And that is the Anticausal Vestige, right? If we play this turn 3, you can play the Vestige turn 4, not on the 6, but right here, in a Warp. So you can cheat this out for 4 mana. You have a 7/5, which you can immediately crew up your Sledge-Class Seedship, attack with it, and then put in, Vaultborn Tyrant or Knights of the Round and win the game that way. So that's also a secondary combo the deck has for turn 4. Now, even if you don't have a Sledge-Class, you can still warp in a 4-mana Anticausal Vestige, which is very good. When I first saw this card, I thought, it's not that great, right? When it leaves, I have to put a permanent onto the battlefield with mana value equal to or less than the number of lands I control, so I can't really cheat out anything big. But one thing I really forgot, well, 2 things I forgot. One thing that I immediately remember is that you can actually put in a land. So it's a pseudo ramp. 4-mana ramp is not that great, but it has the upside of crewing up the Sledge class should that be possible. But the other side of this that I did not read it thoroughly is right here. Just this 3 little word. Draw a card. That is so good because you don't actually lose the Anticausal Vestige. That card is still there. When you warp it, it's just now in your exile zone. So what happened is that we pay 4 mana we don't go down a card, we actually go up a card, and then we get to cheat something into play. So maybe we draw a card, and we get to put in, a 4-mana thing like a Lumbering Whirlwagon, a Sledge-Class Seedship that we draw. That's already good. Or a Kona or Ripshaw. If we have multiple in our hand, we can throw one out just to threaten our opponent. And if we have Warden, let's say somehow we have more than 4 lands, right? It doesn't say you have to have 4 lands. It just says warp 4. We have 6 lands, we can still warp 4. And maybe we have 7 lands with warp 4. We get to put in Vaultborn Tyrant. So things like that could still happen. But obviously the main goal of the deck is turn 4 Kona, or 4-mana Kona, tap it to Adagia or Evendo, and then just bring in all these beats. We also have 3 Ripshaw, Rip Spawn Hunter for that. And then finally our late game 4 Vaultborn Tyrant, 4 Summon Knights of the Round, and 2 Summon Bahamut to kind of answer our opponent's board. Then we have a little bit of search in this deck because in case we don't draw our Kona, or we don't draw our Evendos and Adagias, we have ways to kind of dig through them out. We have one, the Seriema. The Seriema is a 3-mana legendary artifact spacecraft that says whenever it enters, we're going to search our library for a legendary creature and put it in our hand. We can search for Kona, and if we have Kona, we can search for Rip and get a lot of card draws that we need. And then we also have one Archdruid Charm, which normally we can also use it to search for a land to ramp us, but we can search for a land like Evendo and Adagia to ramp us and get out our planet lands we need. But we also have the Exile Target Artifact and Enchantment side in case there's something that we really need to hit. Then we just talk about the lands. 25 lands in this deck. We do have 4 Llanowar Elves. So even though it's a very high mana value deck, 25 lands should be enough. We got 2 Adagia, 4 Evendo. These are our main new lands, the planet lands. And then we have 4 Plains, 2 Forests. Got a little bit of basic lands in the deck for the Lumbering Whirlwagon. We have 4 Hushwood Verge, 4 Lush Portico, and these are our dual color lands. We have 2 Cavern of Souls and 3 Starting Towns. The Starting Towns are technically dual color lands as well, but mainly the Cavern of Souls here to stop counter spells. Cavern of Souls is real good because if you use this, you can name Survivor and you can actually cast both Kona and Rip. So normally for Cavern, we're going to name Survivor. Unless it's turn 1, then we're naming Elves, right? So Kona, be Survivor. Rip, Spawn, Hunter is the human Survivor. Sometimes people would name Human because they think it would be a catch-all. Not in this case. Both of these are Survivors, which we can cheat out with Cavern of Souls. Well, not cheat out, but make sure they come out with Cavern of Souls. That's the idea of the deck. Now let's see how well we will do. Alright, our opponent is N1V3KK. Whatever that means. We're gonna go first. Veteran Survivor. There's really nothing else here, huh? We just attack with the Veteran Survivor? I gotta be able to exile some cards. Alright, this is better. Put away the Nexus. Rename Elves? What does that even do for us? I could play Llanowar Elves, then I could play Evendo. Cecil. Alright, well, I could play Evendo here. Does that do anything for us? This is default group. Yeah, I don't have artifacts or creatures. Sorry. I could play the Archdruid Charm. Kind of ramps me for a bit. I don't think I'm gonna attack. Oh, no, I can't attack. I need it for the Archdruid Charm. Gonna get hit. 3 mana. Unholy Annex. Into Archdruid's Charm. Alright, I'll let him have the card. I'm gonna search my library for Kona. Look at that, he must be proud. I think we do this, right? Because I want a Kona. So Adagia's just fine. Station the Kona. And we survive with Bahamut. Blow it up. I could station this. What do I copy? I can get a lot of mana. No. Let's get the mana. He's attacking. I have more life than he still does. Ballerino! Yeah, GG. Good game. You didn't want a Bobby B to do his thing? Alright, our opponent is the Haskier? Haskier. Haskier is letting us go first. Well, we can't use that for go first to do anything, but I'll take it. Hello, buddy. How you doing there? Would you like to meet my lush portico? It's lush. Do I want this land? I'm playing Evendo next turn, right? Yeah, you know what? I need land number 4. In case they kill my Llanowar Elf. They could definitely kill the Llanowar Elf. Then I'll be having issues. Station the mouse. That's gonna take a while to get to 12 too. I don't want to pretend like I'll get there easily. But if he taps out next turn, it's Kona. Weapons manufacturing. Oh boy. Okay, so that's our turn 3, right? We could play Kona. Station the Kona. Ancestral Vestige. Station the Vestige. Now my Evendo is on. Don't have anything in my hand though, but Evendo is on. No card draws so far. And if Vestige leaves, I don't actually get to do anything. But hey, if he wants a food fight, we're gonna have a food fight. Evendo's okay. They're not great. I'm gonna put 3 mana value, which is just a land. Now I need to draw a card that's not trash. The best card I can draw here, maybe Archdruid's Charm. I mean, Archdruid's Charm will help me search out a creature. Another way I can do it is just actually get a creature. So, Knights of the Realm, Bahamut, they're all cards. They're all cards that I can use. Our opponent plays a land, starts roping, and is gonna go after our Llanowar Elf. Alright. Put another Vestige in. How's it going? He's down to 7. He's got 4 mana this turn to potentially do something. He could do something. Like, it's... Game's not over, right? He's down to 5. United Battlefront. Alright, he really wants to get this going. Reliquary, he's gonna sack something? No, he doesn't need to. He can deal 2 damage. And then exiles a Vestige. Put the Adagia in, deals 2 damage, and that's lethal. GG. I don't have to draw anything, the Vestiges were good enough, I guess. Alright, our opponent is... Oh, I don't know what it says. Opponent goes first is what it says. Jesus Christ. Okay. Please. Have mercy. On this poor deck. Lizards. Alright. Can we last? I am not sure that we can last. It's freaking playing, man. Oh my god. How many planes do I have in the deck? Probably a lot, to be fair. It's probably a lot. Well, they're going off. Yeah, they're really going off. I'm gonna get the max speed too. I gotta take another one. Yeah. I got a force. I did draw a force. That is. That's a real. What's up? What's up? Like, back-to-back Bahamut might be able to save me. That's kind of scary, right? I could get turn 3 back-to-back Bahamut, and that's just a might be able to save me. All right, I take one. He gets the speed on. Cavern. I don't know if Cavern matters. Oh, name Survivor. I like the name Survivor. Oh, Kona. Gonna destroy one thing. What do I destroy? The Vine Lasher, so he can't deal damage to me? Or does Guess? Yeah, let's just do that. Bahamut's here. Warlock. Alright, they're gonna deal some more damage and get the ping on. This is Death Touch. Alright, Death Touch and Haste. But I got Elves to block for haste. Let's destroy this one tap creature. He's not gonna like this. So station. We station a Kona. Actually, I don't have. I do have white. White, right? Station again. Station a Bahamut. Now we can tap a green to use it to tap. To add a lot of mana. Tap this for a green. And then we can split up, destroy all untapped creatures. All your creatures were untapped for some reason. Should have thought ahead. And now keep all of your creatures untapped. I don't need to destroy a permanent. This is non-land, so I can't even pop his 3 Caverns of Souls. Oh, he has the gift. Oh, you're gonna leave. Goodbye. No uh-oh for you. Alright, our opponent is Excalibur. Cool. Was Excalibur even in Final Fantasy 13? I don't remember. We go first. No cards, so we're gonna have to mulligan that. It's slightly better. Keep. I guess I'd put away the rip. We fast track the elf. Is there even a reason to fast track the elf? Yeah. I don't know if there's a reason or not, but let's do it anyways. He's both coming to play tapped. Red. Overlord? Now, there was a good reason to fast track the elf. So, Adagia or Evendo? Let's play Adagia here. Let's station both of them. I could Kona next turn, but Kona actually doesn't get me anything, so I guess we Seriema. Seriema. I mean, also Kona. Kona might die though. Kona can cheat in the Seriema. That's actually not bad. And we can get a Ripshaw Hunter dude. They're going to their turn 3. Yuna's 2 turn away. Our Hunter dude is gonna draw some cards. Hopefully that'll get us somewhere. We got everything except win cons right now. This will draw us 4 cards? Well, look at the top 4 cards. And we can make them untap. Tap legendary creatures are indestructible. It's pretty useful. Oh, he just rage quit? Please don't rage quit. I didn't even get to play the game. Okay, I guess we got a rage quitter. We'll play this land. I don't need to hardcast it. Do we station? No, let's station like. I don't really need to station either of these, to be honest. Ooh, Vaultborn Tyrant. No, I just take 2, right? Wait, why is it only 2? Put any number of creature and or vehicle with different power. Okay, so. Vaultborn Tyrant. Lumbering World Dragon. Station with the Tyrant. I mean, he already rage quit. This game is already over. Also, these are indestructible, so they can't even get to it. Go, Seriema! Huh. Pretty broken. Is it lethal next turn? 6. Yeah, this is lethal next turn. I am just gonna go in for the damage. GG. Now get the F out. Excalibur. Don't rage quit like this. This just shows, you know, everybody, all your opponent, what a little girl you are. Just, like, if you're gonna leave, there's a concede button right there. Oh, still in it. In it to win it. You can do it. Alright, I think he wants a Yuna. What do I do here? 4. Just go in for the damage. Tramp. It's down to 5. Let's look at the top. I would like both of these. And I will put in the Knights. Alright, I go wide. Going wide always helps. Then we'll play the Lush Portico. Get in the... I could play the Elf. The Elf doesn't work good. Don't really need a station with anything. I'm just gonna pass turn. You could have a board wipe. Ultima. That is a board wipe. It's pretty good. Yeah. Too bad I got 3 indestructible creatures. Haha, GG. You thought it was exile, isn't it? It's not exile. Alright, our opponent is Zaur. He is very Zaur. I mean, honestly, I believe I could be more Zaur. Portico, maybe? All we need is a land and something to happen. Right, we have a pretty good, not great hand because we don't have elves. A pretty good starting hand, assuming we don't just get blown out of the water real quick. Could happen. Could very well happen. He's mulliganing. He's also going first. Turn 1, small. Duress? No, Vine Lasher. Okay. We do get an elf. It's kind of tricky, right? Because I want to play Cavern, but I also don't want to play Cavern because I want to play the Portico. But I think we'll play a Cavern on elf. I also named Druid just to mess with him a little bit, but elf is fine. We get a turn 1 play. Obviously, he's gonna answer the elf. And then we'll go from there. Flame deck? Oh, another Gecko deck. Well, you don't say. This is kind of sad. No, I don't think I want another elf. I don't think I would destroy all untapped creatures. I'm pretty sure his creatures are... He's going to have some untapped creatures that will blow me out of the water here. Higher Claw, yeah. That's basically a creature that will blow me out of the water already. I need to keep this Llanowar Elves for a little bit, huh? Alright, let's destroy all tapped creatures. And let's see where we can go from here, because it's not looking too great, honestly. Maybe if I draw an Adagia or a Evendo, you know, the cards I put in the deck for, we can do something. But I am down to 9 already. Here comes the buffs. Down to 7. Nope, cannot draw it. I mean, Kona's not gonna survive, right? So we get a Rip. Rip, you're gonna have to block for us. I tried. I really tried. Ripperino. Probably just gonna die. Yeah. He shot my sheriff. Now we're gonna have to take 3. Oh, there's also our elf. And we're just dead, right? Yeah, we're just dead now. 4 mana. Get another Ripperino out here. Momentum breaker. Now, if I'm lucky and I draw an Evendo, I could get out of this. Not lucky enough. GG. Alright, our opponent is Hanazono. This lightning art feels weird. Like her face, just something feels off about it. I'm not being mean. It's just it feels off, you know. Keep not great, but maybe. Like I can keep crueling. I still think I elf turn 1. Opponent's going for... Oh, Jesus Christ, not this crap again. Alright. Well, we're gonna have to elf turn 1. double ley line. That seems nice. Rune Lurker, Bat. Huh. Well, I mean, I could... play something like that, but I can Kona next turn. Can I? No. Not if I play this, right? I gotta play the Evendo. And I'm gonna station. There could be a shelter. I don't know if he's gonna bother sheltering here. He does. Which, I mean, both his creatures tap now, so I can do this. Destroy all tap creatures. I'll take a lot of damage, but get rid of his stuff. He has to remove my elf. And he removes his face instead. Goodbye. Alright, our opponent is Negan. Negan! Your jacket, though. We go first. It's nothing in his hand, huh? 4 mana and up spells, so can't keep this. This is not better. It's not better, but... we're gonna try it. Let's start with the Evendo. Alright. Oh, we're gonna have a lot of lands. He's not playing anything. He's green, white, nothing so far. Okay, still green, white, nothing. Green, white, the Scar. Interesting. So we can rip for 2 mana. Well, 3, 4, 7. I'll take all those. Rip is pretty good. You gonna Overlord right now? Fenrir. Alright. Let's see who's bigger. I don't think I need to. You wanna take 4? Bahamut's pretty good, right? And a Vestige. I'll take both. Alright, what does he do? He gets a +1/+1. I don't really care about that. So, I could get a Vestige in. I think I get Knights. So he plays Yuna, brings back the Bahamut, and then I play my Kona, and we try to kill his Yuna. I don't know. Virtue. Alright, not Yuna. It's not gonna end well for him if he does this. So... I don't need to do this pre-combat, right? I could just go into combat. No, there's a Fenrir. So, guess we station this Kona. Lush Portico. I don't need this. Rip got us so many cards. Joust. Kills one creature. Fenrir block. Alright, let's get some cards. Do I even want... I mean, Llanowar Elves is not bad. I don't want another Rip. And let's put in... This cannot kill lands. So we'll put a Vestige in. Or I can put a Vaultborn Tyrant. This is Destroy, right? Yeah, Destroy does not work against the Vaultborn Tyrant. We draw a card. We play the Llanowar Elf. Then we can add... Is it 6? So I get 8 mana. I could Vestige or I could second Tyrant. I don't think I need this ship. I need to discard 2 cards. Alright, let's discard the split up. At this point, he splits up. I'm not splitting up. Scry. He could play Yuna here and destroy one of my permanents, but he's pretty dead after that. Keeps that to the top. Save Judgment. It is a board wipe, but leaves behind 2 6/6. Oh, and now we have Adagia. They're all creatures. Actually, he can't take any of these. Yep, GG. They're all creatures. I'm at 38. That seems fair. Alright, our opponent is Grassed. Alright, we go first. Hushwood Virgin and Elf. That's a hand if I ever seen one. But maybe it's starting town in Elf? Because I definitely want Adagia turn 2 so that I can Verge turn 3 into Kona, right? Yeah. Gotta get the tap lands out of the way. If at all possible. Red. Station of Elves. Now gotta be careful with Kona, because if he just holds up a removal, like he will just kill the Kona. But if he had a removal, he would use it on the Elf, right? Alright, we get a slow player who's still in Neon Dynasty. Good times. Alright, 1 mana. I don't think 1 mana can deal 3 damage. You could definitely Torch. Patchwork Beastie. Alright, GG. I hope our opponent had fun playing this game. Thanks for playing. Let's get out the Bahamut. Bahamut's gonna just tear it up. He can kill Kona, but not gonna be good. I mean, he should have put out the Knights, honestly, but not too big of an issue here, I think. Breakout? Oh no, I'm gonna get dealt damage. Are you gonna break out your King Eye? Does break out the King Eye Curator. Bahamut's gonna do his thing again. Do we take out the King Eye Curator or the other Patchwork Beastie? Oh, Vestige. Vestige is okay. I don't mind a Vestige. And I say we attack. 9 damage is not to be missed out on, I think. Do I attack? No. No. That's no attacks. Alright, let's see. Ripshaw. Let's get both of these in. And I would like to have a Knight of the round. I can copy the Bahamut now. This is not legendary. That's insane. Neither is this summon. Neither of those are legendary. And Adagia is doing his thing. Oh boy, this is not fair for our opponent. But he's a trooper. He's playing this out. I should have attacked. It would have been lethal next turn if I attacked. But he could have a... I mean, I'm worried about a counter swing that does a lot. I don't know what he can do. Like an overprotect or a monstrous rage. What is it? What is that called again? The furious rage. Whatever the thing is that's like double striking. Oh, is that rage quit? I think it's a rage quit. It's too bad. I thought our opponent was gonna have fun with us. He burned out one of his rope. We see what a loser he is. He's gonna burn out the second rope. I mean, this is a deck that is all about trying to win in turns 3 to 4, I believe. Maybe turn 5 if you're a little bit slow. Which, I mean, come on. If you're playing aggro deck, you should accept the fact that sometimes you get comboed off on. There's no control. You get comboed off on when when my combo is triggering. And I guess I'm triggering him too much, so he's just gonna rage quit a whole turn. Alright. Make some knights. And I draw 2 cards. And now I gotta wait for his... He's got like a, target creature gets double strike ability in his hand, so that's why we have to wait for this rope. But the game is over. Let's talk about this deck, right? It's very strong. The Rip Spawn Hunter and the Kona really combos well with the Survival. And that's what I was kind of envisioning with all these station lands. You can get Survival so easily. That's kind of why I think when they designed this, when they designed the Survival cards, they made sure they're not too broken. Kona is probably the most broken one, but having one broken card is A-okay, right? If you have too many, then it's like, how do you play this game out? This is totally fine. All right, let's just create a copy of the Bahamut. Go break this. There. Now he has no creatures. Let's turn our card sideways. That's more than 20, right? I didn't want to do the math. GG. -6. Look at this board. Why is Bahamut now legendary? That's just broken. Welcome back, everyone. Now that you saw all those surviving games, how does this deck feel? This is a very good deck, but there was a little bit of a learning curve. I think I lost the first 2 or 3 games in a row because I did not think about hard mulliganing the Llanowar Elves. Do it. Hard mulligan Llanowar Elves. You need it. You can go down to 5. It's fine, right? Just 5 cards. All you need is an Evendo, 2 untapped or 2 lands of any kind. It doesn't have to be an untapped land. 2 lands of any kind. Llanowar Elf and a Kona. So that's 5 cards, right? So Evendo, 2 other lands, Llanowar Elf, Kona, it's exactly 5 cards. You'll draw into any of these crazy cards in the next few turns and win the game from there. If you mow down to 5 and you have that, you have a much higher chance of winning the game than keeping a hand with Kona, with these big threats, but without a Llanowar Elf, so that your opponent gets their turn 1, turn 2, turn 3, and overrun you. That's what happened to me a lot of times because I was not throwing out the elves. Throw out your elves turn 1 as soon as possible. We have turn 3 plays already. And the biggest thing about this deck is if your opponent answers elves, that's fine. We can just get to 4 lands. We can still Kona. And the elf is kind of a distraction, but not one that they can really ignore anyways. So yeah, this is a very strong deck. Survival is a very good strategy. Of course, when you see Kona, you think about cheating in. You probably think about Omniscience as well. There's probably a deck out there with Kona Omniscience already. I think that's pretty good. All we have to do is slot in blue. But for this deck, I just want to try out the Selesnya package. I just want to try out how good Vaultborn Tyrant and Summon Knights of the Rounds are. Also with Bahamut as a backup removal, right? And one of the biggest cards that I think a lot of times are slept on for this deck is the Anticausal Vestige. Maybe it's just me. When I first saw this deck, I thought about, can I cut the Vestige? Because it's a 6 mana card. Doesn't seem to be doing that much. But then as I played through the games and as I, every time I looked at the cards I put in instead of Vestige, I wish I had the Vestige. It's so much better because it's actually 2 different spells. You can warp it in and then you can cast it again. Warping it in means that we can immediately station something for 7, which a lot of times is enough to fully station what we have left over. And then afterwards, we can recast it after we draw the spell, and now it's something on board that our opponent really don't want to hit. Because if they remove a Vestige, I could be getting a Summon Knights of the Round, or I could be getting a Vaultborn Tyrant. So they're really hesitant on what to do with our board. This doesn't say dies. It says leave the battlefield. That is insanely good. And that's how I feel about this whole deck. It's very strong, very fun to play, very combo-centric, but that's exactly how I will take it. And that's all I got for you today. Thank you very much for joining me, and I will see you guys next time.